Alright. Okay. I'm here. I'm on time. I'm not late. I'm actually on time. I actually what I actually got here pretty on time, I would say. I usually don't, but I am. I'm here. I made it. I was wondering why I was a little loud. I had turned up a little. I was listening to music earlier, trying to get me in the zone, getting ready for tomorrow, getting ready for tonight, getting ready for tomorrow. Still got a little bit of stuff I got to do, but I'm actually doing pretty well, pretty good, pretty ahead, pretty ahead. And I'm excited to work on this because I really just want to figure out this and then get us started towards the walk off. And I want to say like two. I want to say two more solid streams of animation, and I think I have the line work done. And once the line work's done, all that is coloring. And guess who actually likes coloring when the coloring is just filling in space with the color? Because the drawing's done, now it's just coloring. And I like coloring. So welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. And we are so close. We are so close. We are so goddamn close. I feel it, but I have to admit, I don't like it. What do I not like? What do I not like? What do I not like? I don't like the second clap. First clap, good. First clap, good. Second clap, not working for me. Gotta figure that out. Wanna figure that out. First clap, good. Second clap, just not. It's not. It's not doing for me. It's not going for me. So we need to look at what I did right, and we need to figure out what I need to do to fix it. I was not. I thought it was on. I thought it was on another. I thought it was in here. I thought it was in here. I wasn't in here. I was out there. Now I'm in here. So for the clap. Okay. I think part of my problem is I have this. I have this right here. This grows too much. I put too much exaggeration. So first off, I don't think these two frames are very good. There, that's yeah. I know. Okay, here we go. If I really want this to work, I don't think this is bad, but it needs to move. This needs to move over. And I might redraw the previous two frames, but this needs to move. No. No, I want you. The big secret of animation, the big secret of animation that I've at least learned is that you ultimately are making an asset and moving it, right? So if something is not in the right position, you need to just move it. You just need to move it. Which honestly is the thing that I think I know that sometimes, especially if I'm like if it's getting late, or if I'm getting tired, or if I've done a lot of animation, or if I've done a lot of anything for the day, I sometimes get a little bit like lazy tired. Also depends on the day, depends on what's going on, depends on my brain. the big thing that I got to keep in mind is that every time I come back to this animation, I come back with a new frame of reference of what I might want to do different or what I might want to improve, and also I come back with a better impression of like, okay, this is what I didn't like about it last time, so now I want to change that. And in order to change that, I got to be willing to fix parts that are broken, as well as like be much more willing to not just let artifacts kind of collect. I got to be willing to fix up my lines. That might be at some point. At some point, I don't know when that point will be, but at some point, I should really, I should really focus on kind of fixing some of my line work, making sure to go back over it to make sure that my lines are solid. Because the thing that I'm learning that usually solves that kind of like messiness or solves the artifacts is not actually better erasing, it's redrawing. You got to redraw over things a little bit. That's what fixes at least my lines and keeps a lot of that like kind of lumpiness from building up. Typically. Okay, on the other hand, I definitely want to redraw this. I just don't like how that looks. That's better. That's better. But I don't think I need to make it bigger. I don't think I need to make the hand bigger. I don't think that. I just gotta draw them apart. And distance, if I just move their distance, if I just shift their distance, so that way they look separated, like I did before, that'll look better. Yeah. Ease. Have an idea. Trust the process. Trust the process. We gonna trust the process. The process is speaking to me right now to just do that. Do that real fast. Become very fond of making that little like divot. I don't know. I did see like a little hand drawing do that, and there's just something very satisfying about adding those little divots. I don't know what it is personally, but I like it. Sometimes you just gotta be willing. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. One moment. Don't worry about that. I just had to take a second. I just had to take a second. And okay, so I don't like the way that it was moving before. I don't like the way that it was moving before. And I think it was because it didn't laterally move enough. So I think what I need to do is have one hand just start moving this way a bit. With that, like that. Need to, I think it was Control Shift? Hold on. This is where I have learned my lesson. But I do need to double check. I want to, there's copy. There was another copy. There's copy. I do want to copy it. And then, I believe, or even better, cut. And then I believe I want to paste in place. There we go. There we go. So I don't want that yet. The reason why is because now I can trace this underneath. Like that. Now, cut. Then, it is, where's my paste in place? It is, okay, Control Shift B. There we go. Hello! Yes, they are. I'm a busy bee. I'm a busy bee, making objects move. Making people move. Let's be honest. Making women move. Hello. It just occurred to me I never did my intro. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary, Annie, and we're animating. I totally forgot. I was like, I got so distracted by what I wanted to do, but what I needed to start doing, and I just got distracted. I have to start animation. Animating is a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. Animating is this is the reminder to everybody out there, especially if you make anything. It is pain in the ass, but it's worth it. It is pain in ass, but it is worth it. And I'm doing good. actually getting ready. This is a friendly reminder to everybody. I will be out of town for the rest of the week, starting tomorrow. So there will not be any more streams for the rest of the week. Hope you all can survive. I believe in you. But I will be out of town on a trip for work. I will be doing, hopefully, some more drawing over the weekend. I'm really excited. I'll be in Minnesota. I will be excited to meet a bunch of people, to make a lot of connections and get to hopefully meet a lot of people and also get to make a lot of fun art and fun tokens for people in Minnesota. So, though mind you, as I will remind everybody, I am aware. I'm aware. Trust me. I will say I will be. Oh, now who's making? Okay, I don't know what just disconnected on my computer, but I'm gonna trust it's fine. I will keep you guys up to date. I'll make posts every single day, as well as I look forward to meeting people from in Minneapolis, because I have a deep respect for the people in Minneapolis, especially right now. A lot of people in Minneapolis, you guys are kicking ass. And I definitely want to be able to tell them that. I want to respectfully be able to congratulate and appreciate the people in Minneapolis while I am there. So, and I hope they're safe. I'm going to be with a group of friends and people who we are going to I'm going to let them know because I'm going to be doing this. We're going to be looking out for each other. So, I have no concern personally, and I'm excited and I'm hopeful that it will be a very good, positive experience. And I will keep everyone plugged. Oh, trust me. That is why I'm not messing around, and I am taking it seriously. So, like I said, the people that I am going to be in Minneapolis with, I've been to other Magic conventions with in the past. Um, they're great folks. I really appreciate them. I really enjoy getting to do shows with them, and like I think not only are they just really really good folks, but I think that because of the people that I spend time with while I'm on these trips, are very very good, very uh, people. They're just very good people. I think it'll go well. I think it'll go well. And like I said, I will be keeping people updated on the Discord. We're gonna try some stuff. I'm gonna try probably making. Okay, that's not what. I'll probably be making updates online. Namely on Discord. Probably I'll probably making posts on Discord and stuff, keeping people up to date. Um, but yeah, I really do look forward to it. I do look forward to meeting everybody down there. I think it's going or up there. I guess Minnesota's a little bit north. A little bit, I guess. A little bit. No. Stop it. Stop it. No. I wasn't. Damn it. I'm trying to do something, animate. I don't want that. Animate? I don't want. And this is something that I want to say also for the record of why I am. I could. This is the thing. I could. This is a friendly reminder to anyone out there who sees what is going on in the world in general. I would rather have this attitude as an attitude of optimism because it is empowering. People try to stay hopeful. No buts. Try to not let try not to let what is happening right now keep you or anyone that you care about from functioning, I guess. Gambate. It's totally fair. I would not encourage anyone to move to the US right now. It is not a good time here. It's pretty bad. But the best that I can do right now is to make sure that I keep doing what I do and keep things up as much as possible and just remind people that, the worst thing we can do is truly despair in everything. As a wise man once said, that wise man being uh, uh, literally Nathan of Drawfee, I believe. And I was a little surprised by this, but unbelievably, it happened during one of their trans rig streams, which I highly recommend. If you want something that makes you go, okay, there are still people in the world trying to do good things and not let the trash take over. Go watch any of the trans rig streams. They're great. They do a fantastic job. Raising a bunch of money for charity. I want to say here. I will adapt it because I don't remember the exact words. Um, Expressing joy is a form of defiance. It is. Trans rigs. They truck all of they truck all of their community across America. Well, not across America because American Truck Simulator isn't quite all of America yet. But they do. The impetus is they go on a cross country trip. Oh shit! I gotta remember. They go on a cross country trip to raise awareness and charity for trans activism. And they do it in American Truck Simulator. And they got a trans rig that has the trans flag colors on it. And I want to say Jacob only almost kills everybody by hydroplaning, which nobody knows how he did. It's great. Nathan does drive off of the road twice, I think. And the best part about it, the reason why it's so good, is when those moments happened, they were so earnest. They were just trying to drive. They were just trying to drive across America. Three of which, from the understanding I had, two to three of which of the people in that stream don't drive. Like, they just don't drive in real life. I think they admit that they have driver's license, but they do not have a car. So it's a treat. I highly recommend checking out Drawfee in general, but checking out their trans rigs stream. It's very wholesome. It's very good. There's only a couple times where maybe most of the people on the back of the truck gain several major injuries, but it's fine. It's all for love. Accidents happen. But really, it's very wholesome. I highly recommend it. So much so that I'm like, might be. Listen, in the kind of mindset of activism on my mind, all that I can say is that I want one more frame here. All I can say is I want one more. it might be almost due. I might be almost due for another uh Fighters for You, another Fighters for You. The reason why that it's been on my mind is clearly there's a lot of shit happening in the world. Um, so it certainly has been on my mind. I definitely want to be able to vocalize at least my will of hope. That has been weighing on my mind recently. So who knows? Maybe we'll do something like that or something similar. I mean, like seeing things like trans rigs is very inspiring as well. So like, I don't know. It would be nice. The only thing that I'm like, is that yeah, if I am, which I am, if I am seriously thinking about it, which I am seriously thinking about it, mainly, I think I want to give it a little bit more time, so that way I'm in a little bit of a more secure spot. We'll just put it that way. I don't think I'm at any risk of like anything super bad, but I definitely have been uh, a bit on the back draw of some life emergency shit that I have been kind of dealing with on my own time. Uh, but like if I can by the end of the year, I would like to run some kind of charity stream because I like the idea of charity streams and I like the idea of that just in general, especially now. So I also need to do a little bit of research. Sean has also vocalized some interest, so I know the interest is there. Um, it's funny. I'm almost like I don't know. I kind of like the idea of driving or drawing. Drawing could be another good one. So we'll see. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because I think right now, especially, it's very it's very important. I think to finally just stop being passive about certain things. Certainly, I am much more willing to be like, okay, if I want to actually see or make a difference in the world, which one of the things that also spurred that is like I will you get this TikTok. I'm not really a TikToker. I don't really eh, that platform. But I will give them this. And the thing I will give them is that recently I have seen a lot of people speaking out. I've seen a lot of people speaking out about various things. And growing up with Ace Combat 5 and now watching like Pat Labor and a lot of anti-war media, I certainly, if there's anything that I'm going to speak out against, so there's plenty for me to speak out against, it would be anything regarding conflict, because those pieces of media have directly influenced my resolve that the best thing I can do is be able to speak to the determination of humanity that we should be seeking peace, and that the people who are putting us in a position, putting us, as in all people, in danger by wanting to spur hatred are in the wrong and always in the wrong. And for me, I wish to fight for peace. So it's always it's always the Euro truckers. Or it's always the trucker charity streams. I don't know what it is about truck streams, but that's I mean like I just respect the Drawfee folks. The Drawfee folks are good. I do just recommend Drawfee. They're great. Uh but there was something very wholesome and special about that, specifically the trans rigs. And there's minimal casualties. Karina doesn't even hurt anyone this time. It is very. Julia drives in the night every single time. It's great. Uh-huh. Yeah. I've been doing I know last year Sean and I were doing some activist work. Um I know I went to a couple of I attended a couple of protests last year as well. And my goal for me for this personally again is to be the activist regarding an I'm gonna say a crystallization of an understanding that this is not my place of vocalization is not from a place of just being discontent with the way things are and the way things have been. It comes from a place of wanting to crystallize a better world and to achieve peace that I haven't known. That is my goal. That is my ultimate goal. That is what I would want. That is what I would try to strive for. That is what I would like to vocalize. Because again, for me, for anything, I support, of course, much more advocacy in people being able to hold the autonomy of their bodies and their minds, no matter what. For me, I also believe that we should want to fight not to induce violence, but to encourage and create peace for all. I mean that. I mean every single word. Without going too into detail, there may or may not have been a tiny crash out before the stream on Monday, which Sean, a very good, respectful man, I appreciate him. I let him know both some personal stuff that's going on my end that I don't think I'm ready to discuss yet. Mainly because I need to figure that shit out, but also because it has felt like for a while, just in my life and outside of my life, it has been nothing but chaos. And if I said to him in much more vulnerable terms that I will now repeat in much more earnest terms that I personally, me, in my life, have not really experienced peace. I have not gotten to experience that much peace. And because of that, at this point, and I urge everyone to feel, I do urge everyone to feel this way, we should fight for it. That's all. And I want to be able to vocalize that openly, earnestly, and honestly. I also had another thought to kind of like clarify, of course, like the I guess ideological impetus of this kind of assertion is simply that the peace that I want should be a peace that does not infringe on others. And simply put, if you do have peace, you should want that for other people. And if your peace can only be guaranteed because others don't have it, you are not in the right. Don't worry. Once this, hey, once this all blow, was it from Shaun of the Dead? Once this all blows over, we'll just go get a pint. Like the irony is I think people are maybe a good old Winchester, exactly. Uh, I do believe the irony is the in all of the horseshit that has happened in the world in the last less than 2 years, um, it has actually spurred a form of patriotism that is good patriotism to understand that, hey, uh, actually, we're here to make this place a better place for everyone. And I think people are beginning to remember that, finally. And I'm here to make this place a better place. So on that note, let's just vibe out and do some animation. Oh yeah, I gotta remember. Oh yeah, I gotta remember. This is on a different layer. Oopsie. Now it's concerning. Oh, that's why. I was like, it's concerning that. Oh! The pain. Oh, that was the sound of my soul leaving my body after I realized I was on the wrong layer the entire time. But the good news, this is a good program. Program. I was wondering, I was like, why does it still show that it's there? Something was wrong. I figured it out. So yeah, I think I would not be surprised if by the end of the year I do run a charity stream at some point. Heck, maybe it's time for another fucking Ace Combat 5 stream. Because God knows, for frick's sake, that game, I don't think enough people know about it. Everybody go watch Patlabor 2, which is also just Ace Combat 5, because Ace Combat 5 really likes Patlabor and Macross. I actually need to watch Macross, because I also have heard that that's a huge inspiration for Ace Combat 5. Which wouldn't surprise me. All that I know about Macross is that it is a war story that's also a musical adventure with giant robots. So I probably would like it, actually. I would probably love Macross. I would probably love Macross. Not the Jesus kind. No, not that one. That's Evangelion. And I like that one for different reasons. Over there. Perfect. It's almost there. Yeah, that's better. That is better. I definitely want. I think I want another tween because it's a little quick. But I definitely want another tween. I either want a tween of holding or I want impact. Yeah, I want a tween of holding. Give me a tween of holding. I think one more frame it'll be good. I'm actually going to start with the backhand this time. Ahoy! No! Damn you. Wide. Oh, I thought that said wide butt. I thought that said wide butt. No, that didn't say wide butt. Bots, they've been getting nasty. I swear, they've been getting nastier. Sean and I agree, they've both been getting nastier. I don't know what it's been. Big rump. Fat boot. Fat butt. Get out of here, fat butt. Get out of here, big ass. Pretty much what their name was Big Ass. Now, on this one over. Yeah, I think this is going to look better. I also was getting tired and rushing at near the end of the night, so I think that this is going to work out much better because of that. Now, oop. Or rotate you just slightly. As it turns out, animation takes a lot of drawing. Oh, beans. Oh, jeez. I just realized something. We get these frames together, right? So I can see what's going on. Okay, yeah, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. There's a gap there. Ooh, I'm glad I caught that. The good news is I don't think got a line there. No, that's good. Here. There. There we go. Continuity is important. Continuity is actually quite important when it comes to animation. It or not. Yeah, we'll do that. I need to take you. X, Control Shift. Nope. X, then we here, Control Shift V. Yeah, that is probably one of the better like little shortcuts that I've learned. That's very nice. Here we go. Hi, Silos. It's me. Don't you worry. I only, I really only think I got actually good within the last 2 years, and I kind of had a moment at the start of this year where I was just like, "Ugh." But true, anyone can draw. Don't start. Hey, don't start using AI out there. Anyone can. So, mm-hmm. Always remember, it would be better to draw some literal asshole. Like just the worst thing ever is still going to be better than anything procedurally generated, because it means that it was made by somebody who tried and failed. It'd be better to know that something was made by somebody and they tried and failed than something that was just made with minimum user input. There we go. Mm-hmm. It's not great. It's not great. It's very not good. It is why now I understand we do have to actually be willing to talk up against this shit. We should not just be okay with people doing shitty things. Don't just let people do shitty things. Also, hi Silos. Uh-huh. Except there's not one. I'm sure there will be more in the future. One of the Sean showed me this video, and it's actually kind of interesting and fascinating. They And I totally agree with it in that we're going to talk about the ethical use of artificial intelligence as far as an image processing system. Um, Sean shared with me a video by some VFX artists who were trying to solve a genuine known problem with when it comes to video editing and video projection. Uh, and that is keying. I've had issues with keying. For those who are not familiar with keying, you might know it better as some chroma keying. I should be specific. Is the concept in which everybody does know, or I would hope would know at this point, is you utilize a matte background, typically the color green, but sometimes some things use the color blue as well, but typically green to create the green screen. And you take a person, you put them in front of this matte color of green, and then you utilize that matte color as a reference point to be able to cancel out all of the background, to be able to in place somebody in front of, on a layer, a background that has been generated or altered in some way, shape, or form. This is the general theory. This is the general theory of keying. The biggest problem that's been going on, or that has been happening for a long time, though, is that it was not. It is very cost effective, but not very effect efficient still. And it still required a lot of brute force. Even with digital chroma key, it still required a lot of brute force, and it requires a lot of sort of digital manipulation of assets and tools to be able to get chroma key to actually work. And it's actually still very, very difficult to utilize as somebody who's gone down and done keying via cut, there is almost no good easy way to do keying. Except there has been a push by this YouTuber who designed, hopefully, hey, hydrate man. They did utilize chroma keying. They utilized artificial intelligence and a neural network to be able to key objects and be able to key people. And it's a lot, but if I remember correctly, it is you take footage, you feed it into an artificial intelligence program. So you're still starting off with something that isn't generated by the program. You're starting off with something with footage, with tactile, physical, well, not tactile, physical footage. Could be digital, or probably digital footage, but you're giving it something that was digitized. You're giving it something that was real. It's not generated by the AI. And it then goes through the process of being able to regenerate your footage in such a way that, from my understanding, it effectively turns it into a hyper detailed 3D rendered model. And that 3D rendered model is able to perfectly be keyed, or most as close to perfect, certainly closer to perfect than what we currently have, in a much more efficient way to be able to key on an almost like Hollywood professional scale. That is an ethical use of AI. I totally agree with that, because it is about utilizing a program to refine and process real stuff, not create stuff. I think it is a good processing tool. It is good for processing. We should not be using it to make things. When I say that, I mean have it make things for us. We should be using it to augment and modify things that we've already made. That's a good use of that. And instead, we're having it do fucking deepfake. Yeah. So. Ads in 40 seconds, nah. But I have so much animation to do. Don't they know? Don't they know I have so much animation to do? Yeah, I think I need... I definitely like it better. I definitely like it better. It does feel... I like how much stiffer it is overall, actually. It makes it feel a little bit more condescending, actually. I like that. I think I need one more frame after the frame I made of either motion or contact. Probably contact. We'll try contact and see how that looks after ads have passed. Which have ads started? I think ads started. No, ads are about to start. Start ads. You're holding me up. Hey. There it goes. Yeah, I highly recommend checking them out. Actually, while we're waiting for ads to pass, let me find that video and I'll let people know about it. It was very good. Sean showed it to me. Um, effect effects. Yeah, it's about, or it's by the Channel Corridor crew, which is also the same people who did a video that I'm particularly fond of, in which they rediscovered and reinvented a keying technique that was actually created by Disney and held onto by his deathly grip in the grave that nobody's allowed to utilizing. I believe it's a form of orange yellow that specifically utilizes a. It, it's kind of ingenious. They used a light. They used essentially a specific light that emits a specific wavelength of color, and then had a prism which nullified that color, or that nullified only that color, and then shot footage through it, so they would have perfect keying because technically, because it was an analog system, the footage, it was true keying in that regard. It could actually truly eliminate all of that coloration and not affect any other coloration because it wasn't digitized. It wasn't a digital process. It was analog. Which is why I maintain that the digital era, we still need analog things. We still need them. Mostly. We need them mostly. Yeah, I definitely like where this is going. I do think I need to have a frame, not a lead in. I need a frame of contact, which I kind of have here. I might actually get rid of a lay. I might get rid of a frame. Let's try this without a frame. See if that helps. Let me get rid of this frame. Just see. Gotta try it. Sometimes you just gotta try it. Actually. But you just made that one. I know, and it looks bad. Sometimes you make a frame and it looks bad. Yeah. What I need to do. I'm very close to this. I might have to move the left hand on this one too. We'll see. We're gonna try something here. So what I want to do I want acceleration. Means that this hand and welcome back from ads, everybody. So what I want to do, this now, rotate you up a little bit, right? But you left. I want it to be, I want it to accelerate, which means it's supporting, hey, always remember, it's at least supporting the channel. And it at least limits the number of those that you have to watch, because now it doesn't just have pre-roll ads for people who come on immediately, and it only happens every hour. I'm going for the bare minimum. I'm trying to limit it as much as possible because I do not want you guys to actually sit through ads. Always remember that. I don't want you to sit through ads. That's why you could always subscribing will also better support the channel, and I can't recommend utilization of a certain tactic in which some people decide to utilize a third-party browser. Wow, I hate that I said that. To use a browser like Firefox and continue to utilize uBlock Origin, though I have never personally experienced anyone I know personally to have succeeded utilizing that for specifically Twitch. I can't, but for those who are successful at it, I cannot condone their actions. I can't recommend that others do it too and utilize them as an example of something you shouldn't do. Because here's my thing, especially when like YouTube and stuff, were like ad revenue, ad revenue for people, and people are being a little bit more vocal about it, and being like, okay, yeah, being able to give us the ad revenue helps support. I maintain, I maintain that I would rather people support my work through channels, at least like Ko-Fi or Patreon, or subscribing, but those channels more directly, um, than encouraging advertising. Like if for me, it is not a like, it is appreciated, it is not an expectation. And I would actually go so far as to say I am not going to defend the existence of advertising in the shape and form that it is in. Why would I? Cause why would I? Frankly. So the support is appreciated, but actually, I don't want people to actually sit through ads. I don't think you should have to enjoy this medium. So, besides, they suck usually. Leon, he forgot I was upstairs. He does that sometimes. Agreed. Agreed. That's why. Sir, just come back upstairs. I hear you down there, losing your mind, big dum dum. Yes. Yes. Might have to go downstairs and retrieve him because he's losing his gourd. He's lost his gourd. Another frame. I think this will help. Uh-huh. That's what mine does. That's what mine does. He's gonna be very angry because I'm not gonna be in town after I'm gonna be out of town tomorrow. The next few days. Gonna be like, what the hell? Why do you keep doing this? I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, buddy. Will survive. That's the line I was trying to make. Hmm. Gotcha. Uh-huh. I've been more lucky. Every time I've gone out of town, I've come back. My cat has you've been like he's like happy, excited, and sad all at the same time. He's just like, "Where were you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm here." Apparently, he likes to sleep in my bed when I leave a bunch. Like he just stays inside of my bed because he misses me. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hope that's enough movement. I hope that's enough movement. Eh, still a little too snappy. Still a little too snappy. Means this needs a little bit more movement. Ooh. Try more like there. Where I gotta fix all my stuff. Mm-hmm. See, my cat enjoys butt pats, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure if you do like them or if you just are like, pet me. I've definitely hit a maximum a couple times. Mm-hmm. But my boy also likes to jump and give hugs. He anytime I like go downstairs and if I am like in front of the door to the backyard, he will just be like first he'll scream to go outside and I'll be like no. But he'll also sometimes look at me and then just be like, "Okay, I want up." And I'm like, "Okay." And he'll jump up to me. Doo doo doo. That's better. Yeah, that's better. I like that. That tween tween tween. Tween tween tween. I just love saying it. Cool thing. Ah, frick. Now we take the whole thing. No, put that there. Here. Like that. Like that. There, more like that. I also still don't know if there was maybe some updates, but I do feel like my consistency has gotten much better. Still want to go back and fix some of the line work in this, but that might not end up happening. We'll see. Seeing as how much time I've had to work on this, I've been... between working on this and God of Limbs. Too much. I took on too many projects, as I've said before. But I'm also not giving up either, which is a first for me in the sense of I feel like it's not so much that I've ever given up on things in the past due to taking on too many things. It's that I took on a lot of things and then things came up and it made it really hard for me to keep doing them. And I ended up having to prioritize other things. And then eventually those things I stopped putting focus and work into. This time I really want to maintain that I'm like, okay, if I'm truly gonna backburner something, I need to keep the priority on continuing to do the things that I can. So this is actually something I'm making for a redeem that I have because a certain someone, if they're still here, has a certain number of points. And when they decide to redeem said accomplishment, this will play on screen. To congratulate them for getting that many points. It's a lot of work for a one-off bit, but you know, we do it for the love of the game, right? We do it for the love of the game. I do so many things as one-off bits. At this point, I would rather just one of my one-off bits like do something than be concerned about the fact that I keep on doing things as one-off bits. Ooh, I did it again. Ooh, I did it again. Hi. Yeah. What you doing, bunny butt? Come on up, Leon. Big baby. You big baby. Mm-hmm. You're a big baby. What do you want, big baby? Give me a hug. Oh. He's here. He's here to disrupt the flow of work. Yeah? Oh. What are you doing? Oh. Good boy. Ah. No better. Don't attack the pen. Don't you attack the pen. That's not a toy. You know better. I know you know better. That's not good. It'll do. It'll do. I guess it never occurred to me for people who don't know, Leon is my third cat. My first cat was Drew, that I grew up with. He was a white cat with black spots, with like one or two. He has like one or two black spots and a black tail, and he was my fat cat. He has been the only cat that I've ever owned who gained enough weight for me to go to be like, Lord, you Drew, you eat too much. He was a chunky boy. There's also a little bit of a jerk, but we still love Drew. Drew was just a sassy old fart of a man. And then Penelope, she was what I like to consider my cat when I was growing up. She and I were very, very close. I had her up until two, four, three. God, I think it was 2023. Up until 2023, but I was taking care of her for a long time. And then like that same year, literally, I want to say like 2 months after my at the time boss was like, "Hey, I know you just recently lost a cat. I found this cat in a gas station parking lot. He seems really chill. He, do you want to see if you would be interested in keeping him?" And now he sleeps in my bed. He sleeps on my face. He's good. He's got no. His name is Leon, and he wears socks and has no tail. He's good. He's a good boy. He's a bit of a gremlin, but he's a good boy. He's a sweet good boy. You know, I think it's there's too much wind up. That's better. Yeah, I like that better. If all things truly go as planned, though, the ideal is I do this, and then I also make an audio clip where I do all the foley. That's the other thing is I want this to have audio. I want there to be foley. I will make foley for it. So I'll have like footstepsy sounds for when she walks on screen, and then for this part. I will get a popper. I will get one of those cheap party poppers and pop it in real life into a microphone, and then I will do a something like that. Something like that. Oh yeah, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed. This is the irony is the whole. This is supposed to be cheap. This is cheap. This is low effort. That's like the whole. As much as I put into this, this is supposed to be like low effort. do that. I didn't need to do that. Wait. That? Wait, did I? We're at this layer. We're at this layer, right? Yeah, no, I wanted to get rid of that. Oh. Okay, no. We're good. We're good. We're good. No, I want this layer. Now we're good. I like that. There we go. Want so this doesn't need to change that much. That roll a little bit more. The whole thing. Just gonna rotate you just slightly that way. What's funny is doing this, I'm just like, I do think if I got into 3D animation, we were staring at some Monty Ohm the other night, just for I guess a little bit of nostalgia shake, and also because we were like, just the other day we were just kind of going over some stuff, sharing some stuff, with my girlfriend. That was stuff that we really liked and enjoyed. What's funny is they brought up they had brought up what was it? I don't remember. Killer Bean, I think. And I was like, this just makes me really think of the actual animation masterpiece of anything that Monty Ohm has done. So I was just like, now I just got to show. Now we just got to watch. We just got to watch fucking Dead Fantasy, which has no, like, our general opinion of Monty Ohm, or at least my general opinion of Monty Ohm, is as follows. He has no right to be so good at animation for how much he doesn't give a shit about anything else. But you know what? I can respect that. His animation was really, 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 really fucking good. He was truly a legend when it comes to doing action, and doing action choreography. Truly, he is very good at doing action choreography. I don't necessarily agree with how he feels about girls, but I do appreciate that he can make them kick ass, and I can appreciate that. I can respect that. Um, and I don't know, watching Monty's work and like doing this, I'm just like, I'm not saying I could be Monty, but I I I kind of wanna try that. Like I did grow up with Monty stuff. I still saw like Master Chief versus Samus when it first came out. I didn't know what Dead Fantasy was until way later. My friends told me about Dead Fantasy, and then like we were like rewatching their stuff. And even though I personally am not a fan of Ruby, the show, I kind of detested. I did not. Jackson tried to share it with us, and I was like, I can't. I cannot. This show. Its writing makes me scream. Its writing makes me scream. However, both the trailers and many of the fight scenes that Montiel worked on in the beginning of RWBY are fantastic. They are incredibly well done. As I have come to learn as well, that whole situation is not fully his fault. He can take partial credit for why RWBY doesn't click for me as a piece of media, because ultimately Monty needed a writer. That is what I have learned and come to realize, both from my own kind of like processing as well as some stuff that I saw at the time when there was some more discourse on RWBY that I engaged with, is that Monty needed a writer. Because Monty was not a writer. Monty was not interested in writing. Monty was interested in making cool action anime fight scenes. That's fair. He just needed a writer. He just needed somebody who could fucking write. And for me, I do not enjoy the writing in RWBY. It's just not my thing. I find it grating and unenjoyable for what I enjoy out of anything, even hype anime. Like it did not scratch itches for me. But we rewatched a lot of the trailer animations, and the trailer animations are episode one. That's when Ruby opened her mouth and I went, eee. I don't like Ruby as a character, but we don't gotta get into it. Yeah, no. Nope. I just don't like the characters. I do, when I say I don't like the writing of RWBY, RWBY's writing is where it dies for me. As soon as characters started talking, I did not like it. But again, this is me coming back to it with the clarity of mind to say, I respect the work that Monty did, and we lost something. And the reason why I bring that up is, as I have been getting into animation, as I've been getting to this point in my life, I do view myself as much as an animator and an artist and an illustrator, and everything that I do, I also view myself at least having the mind of a writer. And I think having the mind of a writer is important for animation, even in hype action animation, because personally, some of the best animation out there still has good, solid writing. Even if it's complete machismo, even if it's complete goofassery, it still has solid writing. Solid writing makes or breaks a piece of media for me, regardless of how well animated it is. Because animation elevates storytelling when handled correctly. And the grand irony is even if he did not view himself as a writer, that is a disservice to himself and his own confidence as a writer to believe that being able to choreograph, that's the word I'm looking for. Got there eventually. Being able to choreograph an action sequence takes writing. It takes understanding writing. It takes understanding character. It takes understanding personality. Just because Monty didn't feel confident about writing words doesn't mean he didn't know how to write actions. And he just needed a writer who could write the words. And he needed the confidence to believe that he could vibe with that, I think. And the reason why I bring that up is, if I ever get the opportunity, if I ever get the chance, is to continue to take on larger animation projects. If I want to try to make like an action sequence, which I've talked about. I have talked about on stream many times that one of my next projects, large animation projects, which might not happen immediately after I finish this, would be an action project in which I try to re-study a specific fight scene from Gunslinger Girl, the second one. I don't remember the full name. It's not my favorite. But the second, the second ish, because it's not really a second season. It's like a continuation of the first season. If the first season didn't end the way that the first season ended, is my understanding of Gunslinger Girl 2. But there's a fight scene between a specific pair of characters that shut me off from that show immediately. Because it first off, that second season in comparison to the first season, just as somebody who is getting it has always had an interest at least like in animation as media literacy, I find that show insufferable to watch because its animation sucks. It's not good. It just does not work for me. And that's not. Hey, I want to go into this kind of statement understanding that it was made by people and clearly they did not have the resources like they did in that, like Madhouse did in that first season. They didn't have the resources. I'm not here to blame and judge the people who made that second season. I am here to say that the animation that was accomplished with the resources they had was insufficient in some way, shape, or form. I believe the first season was. I don't think the second season was, and if it was, boy, Madhouse, what the fuck? But I'm pretty sure season 1 was Madhouse. If not, it was. I mean, I think it was. Yes, it was Studio Madhouse. Yes, this is the thing. Madhouse has done a lot of. Madhouse has done a lot of shit that I've liked. They've also done work on a lot of. Oh no, I'm thinking of Studio IG. Studio IG also has done a lot of stuff that I like specifically in video games. They did the animated. Studio IG did the animations in Xenogears, Ace Combat 3, a lot of PlayStation 1 games, surprisingly. They did a lot. They also did, I believe, the animation for the intro sequence for Onimusha, which was amazing. I was like, God, they're there again. I was not anticipating to see their name. Anyways, to talk about all of this, I do have aspirations to choreograph an action sequence. And I think my first choreographed action sequence will probably be 2D animation. However, seeing Monty Ohm's work and knowing my history with the systems that I have worked with and doing this, I would like to try 3D animation at some point because I already I already have a sense of like kind of weight and timing. And I think that there's something that 3D animation kind of speaks to specifically me a little bit more accessibly because that is just about taking a rigged model and moving it. I don't have to redraw it. The redrawing is happening in the system. I'm not redrawing anything. I am just repositioning and reconfiguring a model. So if I ever wanted to try, at some point, I might, if I want to get back into Blender, I might try, just for fun, a Monty Ohm fight sequence or something. I don't know if I would use a pre-made model or try to make a model myself. Probably a pre-made model if I wanted to try that. Try grease pencil, maybe. But, well, I don't want to draw it. This is the important part, Silos. I don't want to draw it. I do not want to draw it. When I say that, I don't want to. I don't want to. Sure. I get that. Well, that's okay. I see what you mean there. Though also, I think Animate has some. The thing I like about what Animate does is Animate is less of a software. It's less of a programmable software. Though you can do that. There's plenty of stuff in there. But for now, it's very much straightforward of like, okay, this is just putting pen to paper and getting me to understand the fundamentals of animation from the drawing side of animation. So it's less of the technical side and more of the production side that I'm using here to learn, which is super helpful. Like that has helped me a ton. I would say. I'm gonna test something. Kind of like that it gets randomly big like that. Yeah, it's a little silly. I might fix it, we'll see, but eh, that involved the tears. I mean, Angel Beats. For me, Angel Beats, Gunslinger Girl, Kids on the Slope, Cowboy Bebop, Barakamon. Those are a lot really tied to my kind of like personal interest in flavor of stuff that I enjoy. Stop it! Stop making that noise. That's gonna annoy the piss out of me. Hey, you cut that out. Okay, we're gonna close the program and reopen it. I hope there's nothing behind this. Okay, it's just that. Oh darn! Tengadugurg. I actually need to watch Witch from Mercury as well. I will probably end up watching that with my girlfriend at some point. So we have like-minded interest in that one. In that I like Gundam and we like girls. Thank you, Silos. Silos, I have bad news. This has been a while. This is not news. But yeah, thank you. She has even been in chat. Wow. Yeah. Wow, eons. I mean, it's only been a year. You probably have. She's been here. She's not here today. She had to she's in class at the moment, and when she's in class, she has to go to bed earlier. So we wop, eh, but eh. But I also try not to make it much of a focus or a thing because I appreciate that she watches and it's just chill and it's vibe. She's she's a cool person. So I try not to I try not to put too much emphasis on it. I certainly don't want to. It's my stream is not a place for PDA anyways. So still don't know what was making it make that noise. You guys couldn't hear it because I don't have system sounds on. I only have the music sounds, so that way you only hear my voice in the VOD because I'm special. Not maybe not necessarily that. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Trying to figure that. Ooh, so close. There we go. There we go. There we go. Anyways, I would like to try to do an action. I would like to try to do an action focus because I do have an interest in action media, as well as drama. I do have an interest in writing from a drama standpoint as well. And I would like to do a study on trying to do an action sequence, and I would like to try to redo the Pinocchio fight scene between Pinocchio and Triella, because, God, I just action, like I was saying with Monty Ohm, action is storytelling. Action can have writing in it if you know what you're doing. And I'm going to when if I uh uh if I decide to do that, um which I do want to do that still. I've talked about it so much. I do want to do it at some point that I want to try to do a restudy of that action sequence. I will actually probably seek out the manga to find out what the manga does. Because one of the things that irritated me about their fight is how kind of clunky it was from an unsatisfying standpoint as far as like action goes and how it resolved. And here's what I will say. Even if it resolves the same way in the manga, I would probably change it because unless the manga does something incredible with that moment, that is not a satisfying way for that fight to end if Triella is supposed to lose. It just is not believable. At least not for me. Not based on how much, to what extent they characterize the characters of that show. Because like one of the whole things that's like so haunting about Gunslinger Girl, right, is not just that, you know, you have these young women doing these very upsetting things. They are very proficient at it. They're still kids and they're still treated like kids, but there's nothing about the way that they behave as far as their jobs that leads me to believe that they would make they would make specific kinds of mistakes. The one contrast here is like that seems to get away with it that I have to like remind myself is there's a moment in the first season near the end. Spoilers here. Spoilers. Mute. Come back. I'm gonna try to make this quick. Come back in like 30 seconds. Or skip the next 30 seconds if you're in the VOD. But in the original, there's a character named Angela who is not a part of the team for most of the show. She's clearly recovering from something. Something had happened to her. She's not been able to join them. And thus, she hasn't been able to keep up with her training. She's also showing signs of some kind of like deterioration in her like condition of self. Like she is debilitated by the time that you get to the part of the show where she does something. And in doing so, they go on a mission, and in that mission, she gets hurt because she makes a mistake. When it is made clear up to that point that she had already been lagging behind, and that there had been clear signs that she was starting to suffer from the condition of how she had treated herself and how she had been treated by the program and how her cybernetics had been affecting her. Like, it is made clear that at that point, she was starting to show signs of deterioration. And that had a consequence, and they paid off on that consequence, where she made a mistake, causing her to get injured. And I think that makes sense. It totally makes sense in the context of the show. It made sense in her character and everything. The thing with the Pinocchio fight versus Triella is that none of that is established with Triella. This is Gunslinger Girl. None of that is established with Triella. Triella, there's no point in Triella, in Gunslinger Girl, that I interpret that Triella is not very good at her job. Like, one of the most proficient of the girls working for the agency. Like, she is one of the most competent, if not the most competent in the group. She's the oldest, she's been there the longest, and she is very mature. Like, she is not. You could argue that one of her biggest flaws is that she is older. Like, she is becoming a teen. Like, that is actually one of her flaws. Um, but there's nothing to imply that that somehow impacted her ability to like do her job and stuff. Aside from very honest like bits where like I believe there's showing that like she's dealing with a period cramp at one point, but that's it. She's dealing with it. It doesn't keep her from doing anything. It's just more of a recognition that her body does that, and her it's something she has to deal with. But it doesn't keep her from being competent and being functional. Um, in the show, in the second season of Gunslinger Girl, they introduce another character who is a child soldier who has been like in combat since, you know, forever, and is one of a part of one of like the antagonist terrorist groups named Pinocchio. And he's an incredibly skilled assassin. And when he meets Triella, they have a fight. In the show, if I remember correctly, the fight is not very long. It's very sluggish and clunky, and the way that it resolves has nothing to do with Pinocchio's skill. At least it's not presented that way, and has everything to do with Triella tripping. And a Smash Brothers melee trip is never satisfying. It's not satisfying. It doesn't make sense for the character. It doesn't make sense for either of the characters if you're supposed to be establishing that Pinocchio is on par with Triella, but has to be creative because he's not as physically on par. Like, he doesn't do anything to get her to trip. She just trips, if I remember correctly. It made me mad. It made me upset. It completely ruined any like, okay, I can't put up with this. It is for unfortunate circumstances that the animation team didn't have the resources or the ability to be able to pay that off better. And at least I would like to attempt, and I don't think it would be long, because I don't think an action sequence has to be long to be good. I think a 30 second to minute long sequence of a fight to preserve also how quickly, because a lot of what I think works for Gunslinger Girl is to remember that Gunslinger Girl is put through the lens of modern combat. So they're utilizing modern tech. Like, fights go fast. One of my favorite action sequences in the original is not a very long action sequence to show how brutal modern combat actually is. It's very well done. It's the first fight scene with Henrietta. It's very, very good. You want an example of how action characterizes a character. In that action sequence, you see how Henrietta responds to danger, you see how quick she is, you see how effective she is, and you see how strong she is. It is fantastically handled. It is a textbook example of how you can utilize action to characterize and tell a story without a single line of dialogue. Well, not a single. The guys in the room were screaming, but I digress. Like, there isn't narrative driving dialogue in that sequence. It's all based on the action and the actions that are happening. And the importance of being able to do action as a story, which, to go back to Monty Ohm, because I've been on this animation rant for now a while, which is probably eating up my time, but that's fine. I like talking about animation. I'm actually about to probably have a break. Oh no, I've been in a break for the last 20 seconds. Animation. Monty Ohm can tell a story through action. He can tell a fight. He can have a fight scene show a story and show character and show personality and show all of those things. I do think that Monty unfortunately did not have the self-confidence to believe that his action sequences weren't more. that they couldn't be more, that they were just dumb fun. This is a thing that bugs me with a lot of people who make things sometimes, is they're oftentimes influenced by something that limits their scope because they believe they can't do it, because maybe they aren't interested in it. Maybe and that's a fact, is Monty Ohm oftentimes was not interested in writing. He wasn't. He was interested in making characters fight each other. He was specifically interested in making hot women fight each other. But if you separate that and see the work that he actually did as an animator, when it comes to action, he knew how to utilize character personality to add flavor to action sequences. Other examples of this, of people who do this, Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is a fantastic example of a live action person who can inject a lot of personality and character into an action sequence. Jackie Chan is another example of that. I talked about Gunslinger Girl. Again, a lot of the characters in Gunslinger Girl, they utilize their behaviors in an action sequence in a dangerous situation to characterize them a lot. I'm trying to think. There are tons. I promise. I can name more than 2. For a video game standpoint, I mean, like, some of the best action animation I've ever seen. We're talking about my boy Shinji Mikami. We're talking about Resident Evil 4. We're talking about God Hand. Like, there is a lot of personality injected into those characters based on the way that they move and the way that they animate and the way that they emote, just from the actions that they do in the dangerous situation. You get a lot of personality and character out of those characters because they're so emotive and because they're doing their stuff in an action sequence. Gurren Lagann would be another example of that. I feel like a lot of the animation in that, a lot of the action sequences in that, do a very good job of being able to animate how somebody is, like, feeling in a lot of ways. Like, there is... Redline is another example of that. I feel like there's a lot of very good examples of how the action in Redline is utilized to characterize how a lot of the characters feel about things, even though it's a dumb fuck show, it's a dumb fuck movie. Like, it still has injected personality from being able to distill the personality out of people based on the actions that they're doing. Why am I saying all of this? For a very honest fact that this is what goes through my head when I am animating. This goes through my head when I'm making things. And I would like to see if I could apply it. If I'm putting this much thought, like, for example, this is not a gloat. This is me analyzing what I am going for in an animation, in what I am doing, in this animation, for what I am doing. The goal is, with this, is to utilize animation to establish a tone and show how a character is feeling about a situation that they are in. I'm trying to really give us. Also, welcome back from ads, everyone. I'm trying to give a kind of unimpressed feeling, and that's intentional. I'm trying to make them feel underwhelmed as much as possible, so that way the animation and actions, dynamic actions that are there, can speak more than the feeling and kind of malaise and kind of disappointment and kind of just boredom with how the character feels about this situation, because the character doesn't want to be here. The character didn't want to be here. The character didn't want to be a part of this. They have no desire to be here. That unintentionally, almost, because, again, like, a part of it is my sense of humor. That's just my dry sense of humor. But my dry sense of humor really thrives off of contrast. It really thrives off of contrast. So how less animated her face is, how less animated she emotes, I'm trying to utilize to complement the more active and dynamic animation that happens. Thus, giving a character, providing character. That is the attempt. Whether I'm being successful or not, you know, that is up for the interpretation of people. But that is my attempt. And at least from what I have made, I am proud of what I've been able to accomplish. I think I'm getting there. And if I can get there on this, I would want to try it in action. Because if there's anything that I know about myself, as far as like a writer, as far as a writer is concerned, writing in action is something that I think is oftentimes undervalued. I think it is oftentimes undervalued how much really good writing can elevate an action sequence. And I want to be specific here. Writing does not have to be. Writing in this case is about writing a story that is primarily told through action and almost nothing else. That is what I mean when I say writing is important for action. Welcome back. And welcome back. Double it. And I'm sorry you had to listen to the French. I'm sorry you had to listen to the French. That said, I will give my respect to the French. I will give some respect to the French because the last I checked, the French were offering asylum to people in danger regarding certain things that are happening here. So I will give them respect for that. So thank you, French. Now, go away. Oof. I don't know what Flemish Dutch is. Where is Flemland? Hmm. Hmm. So Welsh. Welsh is like English if English speakers couldn't understand it. That's all I understand about Welsh, actually. That's all I know. You're welcome. A little bit more down. Start dropping it down more. The face is distracting. Face is Up there. Almost. Oopie. Oopie. Hey, but I'm learning a new technique. That's what matters. Ultimately, my goal with animation, especially if it becomes action focused, is to characterize and to tell a story. That is my goal with any animation. My goal is to characterize somebody based on what they are doing and to give a short story on what they are doing and what they're doing it for and what it's about. And I mean, if there's any criticism I have of animation as a medium, I am a little chomping at the bit to be like, I do want to do something else. But I gotta, that's the me that still kind of lacks a little bit of discipline to, what did I just do? That's the part of me that kind of lacks the discipline to not just want to be done with something. That is something that I personally struggle with. A part of me is always like, I've worked on this enough. I want to do something else. But actually, I've been trying to be better about the resolve to actually finish a lot of the projects that I start. Because I've had too many projects that I didn't finish. And I was having actually a part of my life where I was getting frustrated by that fact. Because it not I had plenty of my own issues growing up as a kid, but I would not argue that anything as a child ever kept me from being able to finish a lot of the projects that I made. I've finished so many I had finished so many projects before college, and something about college really humbled but also harmed my ability to accomplish things. Um humbled by harmed is a pretty humbled but harmed is a pretty good VOD title. But I seriously was like, man, I don't know what happened to my ethic. Like I would never say that I was like the perfect work ethic, but I still accomplished things in high school. And then college I was just like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." And I really struggled in college to feel like my work ethic was very good. I think part of that is because there's a lot more expectation on you to like be quote unquote an adult to accomplish things. And I still had some growing up I needed to do. And I think a lot of people do, even people that I thought were like way more had like things figured out more than I did. They probably were in the same boat that I was, truly. Like I'm sure they had their own moments like that because your early 20s, you're fighting a battle against your brain, the public, and it's a bad show. It's a bad time. I guess technically that. I'll see if I keep that. Might have to go back and re-add that line in a bunch of places. And then it was that way for a while after college for me. I felt like I wanted to start a bunch of projects, but life kept on getting quote unquote in the way. I think that's something that is a learned part of maturing, to understand that I things were going to happen and things were going to come up, but being consistent about doing something consistently is more important than the things that come up to disrupt your ability to accomplish something. And yeah, it wasn't until I started making a schedule to be like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to work on X, I'm going to work on Y, etc., etc., that started getting better. And then, like, when I stopped working my last job, I was like, okay, I want to focus on X. And X was drawing and animating. I wanted to focus on that. And then I have blossomed because of that. I do think I'm in a better place than I had ever been, even back in college, where I think college for a long time was the best work I had ever done. I wasn't animating in college though. I was doing some video editing, but the only thing, but I've expanded from that. I've slowly walked myself back to project ambition that I could accomplish consistently. And once you get back to that, you can start stepping forward again to more and more ambitious things, because now you understand what it takes to keep at least me on to something to finish it. And for me, I had to keep adding a little bit more and keep on pushing a little bit more to make it to make a project a little bit more ambitious, a little bit more ambitious. Right now I'm animating. This has been the ceiling right now. This project has been the ceiling. The fact that I still haven't given it up after a year of work is good. That is a good sign. That's a good progress, because in the past for me, okay, yeah, that's going to be distracting. I would have to go back and add that, and I don't want to do that right now. That progress in being able to do that is seriously important in my growth as an animator, I would say. As an animator, as a person who makes things, as a person who is interested in making things, that was important. And even then, like for a while, I think I've been like I had tried. It's also important to remember that to a certain extent, you have to step your ambition back because you failed, and that's okay. It's okay if you failed, then you need to just take an ambition step back. You need to go to something that might be a little bit easier. You might need to take a step back and reassess, like, okay, what can I accomplish? And once you find that bar of being able to accomplish things consistently, you then can start moving forward. And the important thing to remember is that is a trial by error. That there is, it takes a lot of effort to find that. And there is nothing wrong with the failure that's going to happen. You're not doing anything wrong whilst trying to figure that out. Hey, Slime. Ahoy, Slime. Actually, this way. Don't worry, I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. Do that. Actually, I do. Yeah. That. A little bit this way. Oopie. Might have to fix one of her eyes. Oops. Oh, jeez. Listen, he's not supposed to. He's not looking like that. That's not what's supposed to be happening here. Might have to readjust this. Did I not post it? Did I not post it? I swore I posted it. I swore I was good this time. Did I not? No, I did. Ha! Joke's on you. I posted all the places, Slime, so you can't judge me, but I still appreciate that you here, so it's okay, it happens. You just can't be mad at me. But I'm not mad at you. I do promise. I'm not mad at you. Just can't be mad at me. But I'm glad you're here. God. I was gonna say, don't start being now. Keep a Twitch window up in the corner so you can see people you follow go live. Ah. Well, it happens. I forgive. It happens. Stuff happens. Shit happens. Shit happens. No, don't let it happen again. No, that's not how I work. That's not how we work here. That's not what we do here. Always remember, making the same mistake twice doesn't mean you did something wrong from the standpoint of making the same mistake twice is important to remember that if you're going to make the same mistake twice, then that means that you missed something the first time. You ever find yourself making a mistake twice, it just means you missed something the first time and that you still had something to learn. Really, genuine. I think that is a good, more positive look on making a mistake twice. I also think people need to be more forgiving in the sense that everybody has made a mistake twice. Everybody has made. People make the same mistake all the time. I think the important thing to remember is making a mistake a second time just means you still had something more to learn. But that doesn't mean that you need to suffer for it. And also sometimes it's just being willing to be like, whatever. Personally, for me, I certainly had to get to a point, which I did. I'm glad that I got to this point of just being willing to be like, I am doing the best that I can. Like I am not as bad as I thought I was, and I am doing the best that I can. And the best is good enough, and also the best is the best. I do well, and also do a lot more than most people do. Why not? Then I did all that work, and guess what? You're gonna get to see that. You're gonna get to see this. You're gonna get to see that knuckle. Having a rotation. So this has to all rotate slightly. This all move that way. This needs to stay here for the moment. See that rotation. You can see that there. Though chin gets so sharp. Oh, I just gotta get this turn. I just gotta get this head turn in there. Do I want a full straight on shot is the question. I don't think so. Here's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna like do this, right? I want to rotate this. Nope, got the wrong one. No! Back here. I want to rotate, flip you horizontally. Don't worry. Don't worry about this smear. Gotcha. Good luck. Have a good night. Thanks for joining. Take it easy, Slayer. Well, probably, I gotta start getting ready myself. Yeah. Gonna go till about 10-ish. A little bit after 10. I'll wait till ads are done. I'll go a little bit past 10, but... Man, for me being like, oh, geez, I hope I could get this done. And I'm like, wow, I actually got it done. Wow. Can't believe I actually got it finished. To more like there-ish. About there. Ah! The line. No, stop it. What did you do that for? Make the line. Why are you not making the line? Oh, now you make the line when I make it gross and big. Yeah, this is better. That's a good look. That's a pretty good look, actually. I like that. Something more like that. What's making disconnect noises? Don't do that. Don't do that. It scares me. I'm gonna do something more like that. Thank you. It's not a bad thing to be like, honestly, I should make like literally 2 points that just says, "Have you saved?" When was the last time you saved? And that wouldn't even be applicable just to this. It'd be applicable to video games too. Should just call it save check or something. I don't know what I'd do for it, but I don't think I would make an entire character for it, but I should have a save check. It would help. I like that. Oh, hey, Valhalla, halfway from the very beginning. Just gonna do something like this. There we go. That line a little bit. Boy, she sure is looking into our souls now, isn't she? Hydrate Man comes out and says save. That would just be save man though. That would just be I can't just make a character for every single thing I need done. That gets tiresome. I'm actually curious. How does that look? How's that look? I think that's gonna look actually really good because these motions I've noticed. Whenever there's a motion that's like got follow through with it, I'm very good at that. Follow through, I'm very good at. Things I struggle with are like the clap. I really struggled with that because follow through can be really difficult because it's not a very big action. It's not a very big continuous action. I'm very good at big continuous actions, not so much repetitive actions. Those I struggle with a little bit more. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll be pretty good. I think that'll be pretty rad. Fuck, that looked pretty good actually. I like how It was there was no more her putting her hands down after the clap was perfectly timed because the whole thing is it's not even there's no more action. She's done. She's leaving. She did her clap and she leaves. She's not going to stay here any longer. I'm not gonna let her stay here longer. She doesn't want to be here any longer. That is a very good tween, though. I like this picture. I like this drawing right here. I like it. It's funny. It's funny to me. It looks silly. It looks really funny. It's a good frame. Oh, I forgot her eyebrows. Oh, I forgot her eyebrows. Well, this is going to be annoying. Not if I use my brain. I have that layer. That probably helps. Yeah, that helps a lot. I was wondering why it looked so funny. Hey, I figured out why it looked so funny. I was missing a key detail. That might have been why it looked so funny. I mean, it did look funny. It looked really funny. Turns out it looked funny because it was funny. Actually, I think based on the way that this is, the nose is still facing the other way. I don't have to redo that. I just need to reposition. Yeah. Also, the nose looked funny. Okay, now it's good. Yeah, because it'll switch sides. See what's funny? I just do that. Just do. Take this whole thing, right? What happened? I just do. Brace yourselves. This might look bad. You take this, right? A little bit of a simple blur. And now, like that. Just kind of like that. I am a genius. I finally figured it out. I didn't have to draw that frame. I finally figured it out, guys. Want to know what helps? If you want to reuse a frame, have other. If you want to reuse frames, you can't just have it stand stock still. You want to reuse a frame, move your frame. And your frame. Move your subject, even if they physically do not transform in shape or size, just move them. Just move them. That is what I have learned. Oops. So like for these frames, I should have a little bit of motion here, maybe. It'll mean moving all of these too, but that's fine. But those still frames, I should have some motion. And then they give the illusion. They give the illusion that there is motion happening, even though the subject is not changing. I do have to fix the ponytail. That's the only part I have to redraw. That. And voila! I've done animation. Instead of having to redraw the entire frame, I had to redraw 2 spots. Day has been a productive day. Animation. Then I just have to tits. Here we go, fixed. Oh, it's mainly the hair. Oh, it's mainly the hair. This is my character. Doesn't have to fucking make sense. Hair doesn't have to make sense. Literally some anime bullshit. Distracting right now, but well, it's important. go like somewhere like that. I'm gonna do something like that. Perfect. That's where I want that to be. That's not where I want that to be. Perfect. That's not where I want that to be. Now I'm just having fun. Perfect. That's. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. I'm having fun. Still not quite. Can't have no fun here. Can't have fun here. Based on the conversations I was having earlier, no, there's no fun here. Based on how I started this stream, there's no fun here. Boy, this is not an easy frame for me to draw. This is a tough frame. Came back. Year come back. Finally, the year has returned. Do that. Anyway. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Perfect. We need to do that, right? Now, take it over. Oh, I'm like one frame away. In fact, I need to make sure. So we need to take this whole frame, right? Now I need this, right? And we need to take the whole frame. That's a good frame. I really like how that frame came out actually. Oh shit, I forgot some details. Oh boy, this is gonna be a pain. Uh, like that. Like that. I really like that frame transition actually. That was quite good. My best work in this shit. Oh, 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 oh. Ads had started. Okay, ads are gonna start. I think we do one more frame, and then we're gonna call it, because that should get me very freaking close. That should get me really close, honestly. And I mean, it's looking good. So Silos, thank you for watching so much that you, boy, you're gonna have 2 million. You're gonna get two. How close are you to 2 million points, Silos? So that way this can appear twice. I feel like I've given you a lot of time. Given you a lot of time to get another million. Ah. You're still 1.3 you're still a third of the way to another million though, sir. Sir. Okay, that's perfect. Actually, no. Holy shit, that's amazing. Oh, that's perfect timing. I like how the clap is so half-assed and it doesn't there's not another action, she just stops. She just leaves. She does her clap and she leaves because she doesn't know what else to do. That came out really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. And honestly, if I could do this, only up from here. Because this is not simple animation. This truly isn't. I learned a shit ton doing this. I'm glad that she looks like she gives up halfway through her clap. Like she gives up halfway through the second clap, which is like perfect. Exactly what I want. It's good. And there you go. I did it. I did it. I did it. I fucking made I made an animation. Took me a year, some change. I'm gonna say there was still like I had a little bit of interruption near the end of the year. I think this would have been done before the end of the year if I hadn't taken on God of Limbs, which there. I have learned my lesson. I'm gonna finish this hopefully before I finish God of Limbs, and as soon as this is done, I am focusing 100% on God of Limbs. I'm focusing 100% on God of Limbs. That will be the next project. I don't think God of Limbs is going to end before I finish this animation, or at least before I finish uh, the line work. Not to say that I've been doing really. It's not going to change that much because outside of stream, I'm not really working on the animation anyways. I'm mainly working on uh, God of Limbs stuff too. Though we're getting ready for a trip, so I've been doing that a lot this week. But while I'm on my trip, I will be doing hopefully a lot of writing of God of Limbs while we're getting there. I'm going to be a pretty long car drive tomorrow to Minneapolis, but I'll have time to hopefully do some writing, maybe get some rest, as well as do some other things. But like, did it? I did it. They move. They move. Yee. I'm really proud. I'm really glad. I did make her move. I did make her move. Montiome, I'm coming. Coming for you. And I think I want to maintain that is aspirational. I I want to be able to say that if I'm going to try that, if I'm going to say that, like, I want to try to do a Monty Ohm action sequence, it is because I am inspired by his work. And I am honestly interested in what that would look like. So, see anything on this? Oh, that's what happened. The camera somehow. I still don't even know how to use this tool, so please go away. Please go away. Distracting me. I don't know how you work and you scare me. Not to say that I don't know how a camera works. I know how a camera works. I just mean I don't know what specifically a camera does for this system. Like that. Like that. Something more like that. More like that. There we go. Trying to think that way. There we go. Colors can be a little bit weird, but I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. Maybe not like that. Maybe not like that. There, that's better. Gotcha. Go get you a snack. Go get you a snack, though. We'll probably be wrapping it up here soon, so just so you know. Perfect. And hey, if there's any mantle I'm willing to admit I'd be willing to take up, which is making attractive characters kick ass that Montiome pioneered, by damn, I would be willing to do that. I don't know if I need that line. Yeah, I like it more subdued. I did want it a little bit more, but I think I'll do a little bit more subdued. Oh, that rotation. Ooh, that rotation. Ooh, that rotation. Ooh, that rotation. Rotate. Rotate banana. Rotate banana. But for real, she does turn. I got a little bit of drift. I feel like I was getting a little bit sidetracked. It's not as bad as it was when I was working on that one sequence, but I see it there a little bit. Yeah. Oh shit. Before I do that, one more thing I gotta do before I call it for the day, for the night, for the day, for the night. This frame, frame, frame. Scooch it. Scooch it to about. Scooch it to about. Down a little bit. Oh, it just occurred to me. I never posted a thing. I guess I'll have to post that tonight. Well, Oopie. Oopie doopie. Yep. I'll probably have to adjust the final frame, but that's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. We've come a long way. We sure have come a long way for 21 seconds. We sure have come a long way for 21 seconds. Ain't that just the way? But hey, I've learned a ton. I've learned a shit ton. And I mean, this was good. This was a good learning experience. I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things about art. I learned a lot about my process. I learned a lot about what it takes to make an animation. The answer is a lot on patience, but it is possible. I'm very happy with where this is at now. So maybe next time, maybe next session, I am finished with the time. I might do a session of cleanup if I can't find time to do cleanup on my own. This is the thing. Is I've really had a hard time being able to do cleanup on my own. I haven't really had time, or when I have time, the energy to do so, because life is heck. Life is heck. But I might do like a stream or two of cleanup of some places. Color. Then have to do the Foley and it's good. I'm done. But either way, I do have to call it here because I have to wrap it for the night. I have to go pack. So thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time and I hope you enjoyed the show. Be able to join the live show. Thank you for stopping by, chatting, and watching. If you watch this in the future, we're not doing this yet. I haven't done before the end of every stream, as I put my shit back together, we're gonna do one more thing. At the end of every stream, I have to draw a picture for you guys. The way that I do that, so I'm gonna open up Paint, and then we are gonna make a prompt together. If you want to participate in chat, all you gotta do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, I'll use as a reference. But I'll use whatever chat says as a reference, and then I'll draw it in Paint in a minute, and then I have to share that picture. Whatever pops out, I'll share that picture before we rate out. And because it's a drawing day, I have to do it on keyboard and mouse. It's fun for me. So if you want to participate, just type in chat like a phrase, or no, not a phrase, like a word or a subject, and I'll take whatever chat says, and then I have to draw that as a reference. So that was weird. Let me think. Let me think. Tripping on a shotgun shell while laughing. Boy, oh boy. Can't ever say. I'm never ambitious. Even to you never say I'm not ambitious to a fault. That's for damn sure. Paint. Paint. Wow, I can't believe that actually opened. Got that. Who left those on the ground? Who left those on the ground? Perfect. All right. Stick around to the very end. If you want to see that picture, I also do a bit of a closing bit, and we do raid at the end of every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows. It is almost lunchtime for vampires. And thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. And if you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to going back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links. There's a link to all the socials in the Discord below. Post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as you can go hang out with the Discord here. It's a good time in there. We got a bunch of people in there. Silos is in there. Slime's sometimes in there. Creeper's in there. We got a bunch of fun folks in there, so you should go say hi to all of them in there. The Discord's great. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community on that Discord and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure also hashtag with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And on that note, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I do appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out, and it's super rad that we're doing things that you guys want to talk about. I don't do any other kind of advertising. I only post when I go live on a bazillion other places, but I don't pay for any of the advertising. So all I do is I post when I go live or whenever I like work on something or have something to share. So the only other way that people are learning about what we're doing here is when you tell them about it. So if you were watching this and you're like, man, this is cool. This was cool. I know a guy who likes animation. Maybe my friend would like the animation. Go ahead and tell them about it. I won't. I can't believe I waited to do that till the end. Oops. Oops. They're gonna steal my work. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon, Ko-fi, and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as some other benefits you can get, you can always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon and Ko-fi here. Those places will show you everything that you can get. And any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. I will be looking at adding more commission options. There are currently some commission options available on the Ko-fi for being able to get one of my magic tokens, but I want to be expanding that in the near future. So hopefully I can figure that out soon. Yeah, animations. I kind of have a little bit too much on my plate, so I kind of have to make some space before I can start working on that again. But do note, I will be working on that soon, I think. And thank you, Drew Mods. Do a wonderful job holding back the robot army and friend of becoming famous. Thanks for coming and hanging out, chatting, chilling. I hope you guys had a great time. I really appreciate that you all were here. So. We'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of our friends in Goblin Entertainment here. That link tree has links to everyone's channels, as well as everything that they've been up to, and you can find everything that I've been up to here. I have my own link tree that has, again, all of the places that I post to. I recommend checking out the VOD channel. It's doing something. And if, for example, you came in late on this stream and want to see what we were doing, how the animation started this stream, saw what we were up to earlier, the VOD for this should be available sometime in the morning as long as Twitch doesn't have a heart attack. And if it isn't, it might be a bit, because I will be out of town. If it doesn't post, I don't really have a backup plan for it. Well, we'll see. I might have to figure out a backup plan. But hopefully it'll post. Hopefully Twitch, you don't freak out. But otherwise, you can also find other things that we've done, the other things that we've done on this channel, on the VOD channel. On that note, things that I'm doing for the rest of the week, I will not be back until Monday, more than likely. And so the next stream might not be until next Wednesday. So, but if everything goes as planned, should have another Mothership stream next Wednesday. So, will be a week, just so everybody knows. If you want to keep up with me, I'll be posting to the Discord. I'll be posting probably on Instagram as well as some other things. So, no, I will be away. I have a computer anyways. So yeah, if any of that interests you, just go ahead and follow. Just do it if it interests you. And on that note, we appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Stick around. Let's go say hi to Rosie. I don't actually know if I've rated Rosie before, but I remembered following her. She seemed like a chill gal. She's playing Paper Mario. So everybody go say hi to her. She seems like a good gal. I think I definitely like know her because of somebody else. Like I think somebody rated her, and I was like, okay, she's good. She's a good gal. So everybody say hi to her. I don't think we've rated her before. Otherwise, yeah, stick around for that and have a good evening. Take it easy, and remember. Remember when you're being critical about animation that it was still made by people and that I still got a lot to learn. Based on what I've done so far, I think I could at least do a little better. I could do a little better. And hey, everybody, once again, I'm excited. Anybody out there who's in Minnesota, Minneapolis, excited to meet you at Shoebox. Hope everybody stays safe. Hope everybody has a good time. Really excited to meet the people of Minneapolis. Many of you have my deepest respect. Keep it up. Keep your heads up. Stay safe, everyone.